Hello everyone and welcome back to Strange Wonders. As always, I'm your host Mr.G. Today, we're talking about everyone's favorite bears that aren't actually bears. The koala. Phascolarctos cineris. They're a species of marsupial native to Australia. Despite their ursine appearance, they're not bears. Koalas are an arboreal species that live in the branches of eucalyptus trees. The trees also give them their leaves, which is basically all they eat. In fact, because the leaves have water in them, they don't need to drink either. It's commonly said koalas are physically incapable of consuming anything other than eucalyptus, but it's been proven that they can eat the leaves of other trees just fine. So it's likely that, like the panda, they just found a consistent food source and decided that was good enough. And I must repeat, you may find that lazy, but if we humans came across a place that was full of nothing but never-ending buffets, we'd probably go down a similar path. Not to say koalas aren't lazy, however, as because eucalyptus has little nutritional value, they're incredibly lethargic creatures that will sleep for 20 hours a day. Plus, studies have shown that koalas are on the lower end of the intelligence spectrum for mammals. They basically purely go off instinct and don't really have higher brain function than the very basic animal thoughts of eat and mate. Koalas have little to fear as most Australian predators can't climb trees, so they really only gotta keep an eye out for birds and snakes. Also, koalas have 2 thumbs on each hand. I didn't know where else to put that. Koalas are famous animals, and like the kangaroo, they're often used to symbolize Australia. People also love koalas for their cute appearance, but don't touch them. They're surprisingly riddled with disease. Also, Australia has the legend of the drop bear, which are said to be carnivores koalas that'll jump down from trees and eat you. Obviously, it's just a joke, but it may have inspired by how koalas will sometimes fall from trees, or it could be a cultural memory around the extinct Thylacoleo, which was known to have hunted from the trees. Either ways, don't worry, it's not real. Alright, it's that time again. Another installment of Mr. G plays devil's advocate for an animal that always gets dunked on. Let's go! Just like the panda, there are people saying we should just have the koalas go extinct, and really, there's nothing more I can say here I didn't already say with pandas, so let's just do the Cliff Notes version of my argument. 1. Why should humans be the ones who decide who lives or not? 2. It's not the panda or koala's fault people are more attached to cute things than scary things, and if you wipe them out, they would just latch onto another cute animal. Also, here's something I just thought of recently. People can have more than one thought at a time, and they can care about more than one thing at a time. It's not like people only have room in their brains for one thing to care about. So, what are you even trying to say there? Plus, these people could already be aware that things like sharks are endangered, but since they don't care about sharks, they don't care that they're endangered. So it's not just awareness, we also need to make them aware of why we should care. So, yeah. Also, there are other cute endangered animals, like sea turtles, pangolins, elephants, and whales. So why do they never get blamed for sucking attention away? Also, not every animal plays a super important role, and yet pandas and koalas are the only ones that ever get singled out for being useless. As I said, we have a lot of tropical fish and reefs. Do we really need all of them? And do we really have a need for more than one predator in an ecosystem? At what point do you draw the line between quote-unquote useless animals that deserve to die out and redundant animals that don't? Also, what about pets? Pets are technically useless to the environment. What role do they serve in the ecosystem? Oh, what's that? They're cute? Funny how that works. Plus, they and pandas don't do any harm either, so keeping them around won't do anything bad. Look, if you guys really want to wipe something out so badly, why don't you go hunt down all the invasive species that do actively do harm, instead of getting angry about the bear that eats grass or the kangaroo bear that likes to nap? And then there's the evolutionary failure argument. This argument is stupid. Animals evolved to fill their role, and there have been plenty of animals that people would call evolutionary successes, but they ended up dying out before humans even existed, and animals considered failures that are only endangered for human-caused reasons. Actually, let's run down the list I brought up for pandas again, shall we? Still no space rock. 2, I guess they're a bit specialized. That doesn't mean they're extinction bait. After all, filter feeders are specialized. Really, the issue of specialization only comes up if something better at the thing you're special at comes along, or the thing that you're special at dies out. Like what happened with saber-tooths when all the big game died out, leaving only the smaller, nimbler animals that the bulky saber-tooth couldn't capture. And finally, koalas are not in danger of being replaced. Nothing else eats eucalyptus, so they have no competition, therefore they're not in danger of extinction because of being outclassed. Also, I just want to address something. When discussing cheetahs, I said I don't like their odds of survival. You might call me a hypocrite for that. But here's the thing. Cheetahs do fall under the specialized animal of tough competition class, because they basically only have speed, so any other carnivore that even puts up a remote list to fight against them can chase them away. So, right there, that's an example of getting so over-specialized that it actively harms the animal. Koalas and pandas don't have that. They don't have the same competitors cheetahs do. You know, it's funny. The death of the dodo is often portrayed as this tragic thing. Oh man, they were a defenseless animal that humans mercilessly wiped out. You know, what role did dodos serve exactly? By these people's logic, they should have also been wiped out. But no, dodos are tragic, but pandas and koalas, they should be wiped out. Bobby, get the shotgun. Seems kind of hypocritical to me, but I'm just saying. Anyways, goodbye everyone. And remember, if you're so bloodlusty that you want to wipe out a species, how about an invasive species actually causing harm instead of the bears that do nothing? Goodbye.